If you are under the age of 18 and are watching this video, please stop now. This content was not intended for you. Hey everybody, it's Tamika. I am here with a design team project for Shabby Art Boutique. I am making a really cute shabby chic card. So today is a process tutorial. I will have the link to Carrie Ann's shop down below in the description box. You guys can find some really cute designs down there if you're interested. So come along with me as I walk you through the process of how I created this super cute shabby chic dimensional card. Let's go. All right, so I printed out the image twice. I cut down one set as to be used as intended, and then I cut down the card again and took off the sentiment so that I could do some layering. I also just cut out the little roses that's on top of that plant and fussy cut those out with my scissors. So now I'm adding some weight to my cardstock. I'm using photo matte paper to print this, so I'm adding a little bit of cardstock to the back to add some more weight to my card, and I'm doing that for the front and the back, and then I'll put them together so it can be nice and sturdy when we get done decorating. So that's how they look. They both have a little backing. So for now, we're just going to work on the front. I'm using some of this mesh material that we all got from the Dollar Tree that one year. So this happens to be in pink. I'm going to sew it together, add some sequin with some gold thread using my sewing machine. Once I've done doing a straight stitch all the way around and added my sequins and closed up everything, I'm just going to clean up the edges a little bit because I really wanted to have that border around, and that is absolutely cute. So I add some double-sided tape to the back so I don't have to do it at the end, just to kind of give me a prep and heads up, because it's hard putting tape on the back of something dimensional. Trust me. So back on focusing on this card. I have this little wooden frame that I just grabbed from my stash, and I'm using some paint and some gesso in one of these little Dixie cups. And I'm just going to gesso this photo frame so that I can use it as an element on my card. Then I'm taking my heat tool and I'm using it to dry the paint, but I'm also going really, really close and slow so that I can make those bubbles, because I want it to have texture on this photo frame. I just didn't want it to be white. So look how cute that is. I love that. So it just adds to the shabbiness and the effect of the card. So that extra piece that I cut out a second time, I'm going to use some dull scissors and go around the perimeter of the card opposite direction so that the paper can roll up and I can have a nice scruffy edge on all of my sides. So I do that with this, and then later on I do it with the sentiment as well. I'm taking the card that I just had and I'm adding some double-sided tape to the back, and I'm going to add that to, again, some more cardstock because I need it to be stable. I love the paper that I'm printing on. It's 48 pounds. It's great for color digital prints, but it's not heavy enough to sustain a card, so I always back it up with some cardstock. I added some foam dots and some hot glue to that and layered that on top of my card. Make sure you have your sequin where you want them to be, because once that glue is down, ain't no turning back. And I have all of my sequins around the perimeter, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. So I'm just gathering the items that I'm going to use to decorate the card. I fussy cut all of these images out. They are actually just the roses from the top of the picture frame. I have some lace, some paper flowers, the picture frame itself. I have some seam binding, some other flowers that I grabbed from my stash, some ribbons. I have some gold flatback pearls as well that I pulled out. So I'm going to use all of these little elements. I like this little ribbon rose. It actually has little flowers on it. The center is silver, but I'm going to fix that later. So these are all the things that we're going to be diving in, and it's going to be super easy from here. I am going to tuck in a lot of these elements using hot glue for a base if I want it to be flush against the paper. And then I'm adding some foam dots to some of those so they can raise up and create dimension on top of the card, which is what I'm going to do with this second layer. I'm going to layer it on top, but I'm adding some foam dots to the back. Okay, now I'm going to take this lace and I'm going to split it in half because that's how we save on lace, and we don't need that much. And I wanted to add a little bit more of that shabbiness to the card, so I tucked it in along the perimeter underneath the card. Got it in there, pushed it in with some scissors, used something pointy that'll fit underneath, and then I just ran a little bit of hot glue and secured that. So I do that on both sides, because see how that peeks out just a little bit, just a little tip of lace. So I absolutely love that, adding lace and stuff to my cards. So I do that to both sides. Then I'm adding another little trim that we all got from the Dollar Tree in all of these colors, and it's this eyelash trim. And again, it adds like the perfect touch. Don't be afraid to go through your stash, get your little its and bits. I have a little, not a little, of a big bucket of little things that I know that's pretty. Just add that little extra little whimsy to something. So now I'm going to add my picture frame, and I'm going to add this flat against that picture. Pitcher, just focusing on those roses, because that's what I wanted this card mostly to focus on, and I tuck it in as the perfect spot for that. So now we got to add a little glam. I'm getting some diamond dust, and all I do is add hot glue to the center of places of where I need this to stick, and I just layer it on top. I keep a wooden spoon in there so I can know that I always am ready to go when this is ready to go. I don't have to look. Boom, tap that on and place it on your sheet. So now I'm getting some ribbon, and I'm slicing it in half. Again, we're saving on ribbon, but I know that this ribbon shreds, so it'll add that extra little whisper of shabbiness. You see how it's shredding a little bit? So I'm trying to just manipulate it a little bit so it can add the shabbiness to it. And I'm going to put it in a bowl, as well as some seam binding that I had. Put that in a little bowl, and I'll add that to the card a little later. Just kind of wanted to see how that looks for now. Paper flowers from my stash needed to be rejuvenated. And I'm like, what can I do? I know. I am going to add some white paint to this, and it's going to be perfect. And the other little flower that's in the background, I loved it, but I didn't want that pattern to clash with the pattern that I already had. So this is a little trick that I like to do. Once I get this petal all cute, I take that top layer off and I mix and match. So I'm going to take it, use the bottom of that, and add the flower that I just painted on top, and boom, we have another little flower stack. How cute is that? And boom, now that works. So again, once I have the flower where I want it to be, another little focal point, I fussy cut all these out with my scissors. I'm going to use all these roses, honey. So I'm going to tuck this right there on the side, add a little hot glue, and it just adds to the festivitiness of it all. I don't even know if that's a word, but that's what we're using. And it looks so cute. So now I'm getting these little ribbon bows, and I'm going to just take them off of the organza trim that it's on and add it to my card. Later, once it's secured with the hot glue and I know that it's staying in that little 5-petal shape, I'm going to remove the little silver piece from the middle, and then we're going to make it a gold center. So voila, boom. I had these little things I got from when we went to LA, these what are they called, flower centers, stamens, and I'm just going to roll them up, prepare them, roll them up, because they're going to tuck into the flower after I add my sentiment. And this is where I told you guys I shredded the sides of this as well. I like to do this by hand, although I do have a machine that does this for me, but it's so satisfying to do it by hand as well. So I just fold that up a little bit, add some hot glue, pop it up, and add some hot glue to the sides, and I'm done with that. And I'm thinking, I don't know what, but I'm thinking, I'm like, what do we do now? Oh, that's right, the flower stamens. So I'm tucking that inside the flower. I'm going to add, tuck it underneath the left side, the right side, and then I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue to it to make sure that it's nice and secure. So here's where I just use some heavy scissors to pluck those little things off, and then I'm going to grab my little tin of silver and gold flat back pearls, just trying to get the right size, add some hot glue, and boom, add those to the center. Super easy. You can do this with a lot of things, change up things that's not really in the color scheme of the project that you're doing. See if you can take something off and add something to it. Cover it up some kind of way if you like the majority of the object that you're using. And since I have the pearls out, I'm just going to add a little bit more here and there, kind of to bring out the sequin. And I'm like, okay, I like that. Looks good. So looking at my card, what else do we need to add? We do need to get those bows on. But before we do that, we're going to add some more of those little diamond things, because I'm like, just a little bit more sparkle, because why not? And I end up going through most of the card here, and you'll see I'll fast forward it a little bit, but I'll end up going through most of the card in the center of those roses and adding the diamond dust to add the shimmer all over. I absolutely love this card. I think I'm going to keep this. I was going to give it, but I think I'm going to keep it. It's so pretty. So that's where we're at. And now we can go ahead and add these little bows. I just laid the seam binding one on top of the ribbon, and with some hot glue, it stuck to my thumb. I'm like, whatever, I'll just put it on there on the side, trim that down because I don't like too much overhang, and clip the edges, and we're done. I hope you guys like the cards that I created. I like doing these process videos with the voiceovers. Do you like these? Let me know down in the comment section. So the last thing we need to do, take off the tape and add them, butt them up against each other, and now you have a layered card that's going to be nice and sturdy. Package it up in some clear plastic. Don't put this in an envelope. It needs to be seen. All right, all the information will be linked down below. Like this video if you like it, and I'll talk to you later.